Together is about family. Together is about a little kitchen table and a little shelf space at Dad's shop. Together is about keeping it from the heart and the heartland. Together is about loyalty. Together is about pride. Together is about sharing our memories and making new ones. It means taking America's best and making it even better. It means making rewards clubs even more rewarding. It means creating remarkable experiences. It means starting with wow and going even bigger. Together, we dedicate ourselves to the dedicated, because together we can serve our customers like never before. Together, we can help families connect to the great outdoors like never before. Together, we can conserve and protect the natural world like never before. Welcome to the great outdoors.
It's in our stomping grounds and our playground. It's in our heart, our soul, and our veins. It's in our sights and our commitment. It's in him. It wasn't them. And it will continue with her. It's in my nature. Is it in yours?
It's awesome.
That's so cool.
It's a game changer.
This thing steers just as easy in the thick stuff as it does out there in the open water.
It's much quieter. It's more responsive.
Hit one button, you're locked down.
It's holding us right in place. It's anchoring us right here.
That new spot lock is dead on.
You know, the only fighting you have to worry about is fighting the fish now.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, you're good.
Fresh batch of lemonade now. Some of you were looking for a lemonade a minute ago. Fresh batch. Ready to go. We're going to go ahead and start our live feeds in about 3 minutes. All I would ask is those of you that are in the line when we start the live feed, if you would go back across just behind the cameras there for me, if you would please. I'm going to try to get as many of you through there as we can before we have to go live.
Did you guys expect this kind of turnout, given the circumstances? Yeah. Do you have an audio line?
Trash cans full. The bags are laying just inside the door where we place those bags in the trash cans if they fill up.
We're live already. If we think it'll be a problem, you could stand at the thing and just remind him to come past the cameras this way. I'm just saying I'm not really Yeah, we got, I don't know about YouTube, Facebook, we got a direct line going. So this is what's on Facebook right now that's live. We're going to cut to Daryl and there's a lot of he's wearing a mic that's going into Facebook. If I would have thought about it, we probably could have run a line into
We want to welcome you officially to the 2020 Ranger Banquet at the Crappie USA Classic. I know we have about 15 states represented here, a great crew, have 121 boats, I believe is correct, 79 teams in the amateur division, 42 teams in the pro division, so a great crowd for the conditions that we're in. You know, it's been a challenging year for us all across the country with the one-day tournaments, the two-day tournaments, and so forth. So it's real refreshing to me to look out and see such a great crowd. And I appreciate all of you. I want you to give yourselves a huge hand for being here. I have some very special guests that I want to introduce to you tonight and give an opportunity to speak. The first guest that I'd like to bring up is Judge Gail Cowan. Judge Cowan actually is over the county here. She's the judge executive. She helped us with the building, make sure we had a nice place for our banquets and everything. So give her a big Crappie USA welcome, Judge Cowan. Thank you, Judge Cowan. Thank you for having us. We have, one national sponsor representative that I'd like to recognize first and foremost tonight. Couldn't be with us. He sends along his condolences for not being able to make it. He's actually under quarantine. His wife has the virus. And that's none other than Scott Arms with Ranger Boat Company. You know, Scott's been with us a long time. He's like a brother to me. And I miss him being here, but y'all remember him and his family in prayers, as well as all of us that know friends and family that have been struck by this COVID virus this year. Very odd situation, but we'll all get through it together, and hopefully in the next few months we'll see an improvement there. The next special guest I'd like to bring up is one of our newer national sponsors, been with us a couple of years now, runs a company called Freaky Franks. So as you might guess, his name is Frank Smith. Make it welcome.
Thank you, Daryl. I want to thank all the fishermen for coming out here and making this classic possible. We couldn't do this thing without you guys and all the support that you helped give Freaky Franks. I want to start out with, most of you probably already know the story of our company. But Freaky Franks started with just an idea of creating a bait that had a unique shaped tail, so whenever you jigged it, it jigged up and down instead of everything else that runs straight. So whenever I came up with that idea, I'd never created anything, I've never manufactured anything, so I had to sketch it out on a pad, found a machinist, he cut a mold, had a 10-cavity mold, and it all started with that. You know, we started out, I'm from West Virginia originally, we took it up there, we just killed the trout with it, and from there, it went like fire. Whenever we caught 318 in one day, we released them. So we caught 318, and it just went crazy. And then from there, it just kind of grew, but then whenever I would go trout fishing, I always thought about the crappie. So then, we started crossing over and started going into crappie fishing. And that's how we came in here today. I just got on Daryl. Daryl is a great manager. He helped get Freaky Franks in here. All you guys helped us along the way, helped to grow this company to where it is at today. We have some new products that's coming this year. We have a line of hair jigs. Those are coming back in a big way in the sport of crappie fishing. We have tubes, and we got 5 new colors of the 2.5-inch worm, which is our most popular product. They'll be coming at the end of November. They'll all be crappie colors. We got our website. It's www.ffcustomtackle.com. You're more welcome to get on there. We ship everything within 2 to 3 business days. And even though the shipping's just a little bit slower, but you still get it within a week. And just again, thank you guys for all the support that you all do, all the help you get to Freaky Franks. And I'll pass this back to Daryl. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frank. It's a pleasure having you with us. I tell you, I've been impressed by the product. I know Frank started working with a couple of our teams right off the bat when he started his sponsorship. And immediately, I saw the results through those teams fishing the tournaments. I think it's worth for them. I don't know whether Heath, are you in here, Heath Martin? Heath is one of the Freaky Frank teams that just instantly started improving at the tournament. So I thought, you know, this guy's a real deal, and he's proved to be ever since. We're proud to have him. Next young man I'd like to bring up, another one of our national sponsors, newer national sponsor, been with us. He's going into the second year now, and that's Easy Drift Products. Fantastic trolling system. You've had an opportunity to look everything over back there, but I want you to make Stephen Abernathy welcome.
Hey, I just want to thank you all for all being here. Love the Crappie USA. Sorry. It's an honor to fish with y'all. I don't have much to say, just check out the products. But I do want to say, I want to point out one man, Jim Carmen. Will you stand up for a second? Jim, back here in the back. Jim Carmen, the Crappie man. This is he started crappie fishing in 1996 tournaments. This is his last tournament. Tomorrow, I'd like everybody to give a round of applause. Can't wait to fish y'all tomorrow.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you for recognizing Crappie man Jim Carmen. Great friend of mine, even before he started fishing the tournaments. I've known Jim probably over 40 years. And I appreciate you very much. 50 years, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Would you like to say something, Jim? Okay, come right on up.
I'd like to thank you for saying that. Also like to thank this old man here. I believe are you the same age, Dan? Anyway,
Oh, I can't be that old.
he started out many years ago doing lots of crappie fishing, as y'all know. And over the years it progressed. He's done a marvelous job. He's traveled millions of miles. I'd like to see a big hand go to this man. Stand up all day. Without him, crappie fishing would not be what it is today. Also, I strongly believe the other tournaments will be what's on today. And when we started out, we had small boats, cheaper boats. Now look around. We've got guys out there doing lots of this business. $80,000 boats. Ranger has been a big sponsor. All of these sponsors on this wall, and everything he's worked on his trailers and stuff, we need to pay attention to them and send them a strong message, plainly saying, we're going to buy from you because y'all have done a lot for us. Ranger boat, every sponsor you see has done a really great job. This man here has earned the right to say he's a legend. Forrest Woods passed away. My hat's off to him, he was also a legend. A lot of people don't like to be called legend or pro. I've been called that. I'm just a country boy that's like him that loves to fish and help others. Y'all pass that on to younger people, take kids fishing, and also the kids' tournaments and scholarships. All that money goes for a great cause. I'm going to hush because I've took up enough of your time, but I want to thank each and every one that's been here, and I wanted to give this man recognition because he has been all over the world and been there and done that, just like me. Y'all stay in crappie fishing, you can't beat it. The money's not that important. What is important is your friendship, meeting people. I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. And I'd love to be doing it many years from now. But that's coming from the heart. Y'all stay fishing, okay?
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you very much. I know Jim's health is really failing, and he's going to have to quit fishing the tournament. We're going to miss him greatly. I can remember right from the first year, he was at the first classic of Crappie USA on Lake Truman, Missouri. I remember that quite well. I appreciate him very much, and I thank him and Charlotte for driving all the way up from Florida to be here. I know both of their health probably didn't need to let them do that, but I appreciate y'all. Charlotte, I appreciate you too, girl. All right. We're going to move right along. I want to thank a lot of people, but as I told you, I'm going to get you out of here quick. But there's one group of people that I've got to take time to recognize, because Saturday night is all going to be about awards. We've moved all the awards to Saturday night. You know, normally at our Thursday night Ranger barbecue, we do the points awards, the Sportsman of the Year, the Young Angler of the Year, so forth. We're not going to do that tonight. I'm moving everything to Saturday night, get you out of here real quick tonight, and then Saturday night, we're going to move quickly through awards only, Saturday night. But the group of people that I'm going to recognize never gets recognition. It's just as simple as that, and yet these tournaments could not happen without them at all. I'm going to start with our owners, Vince, Mike, Donna, Vinny, Campasano. We couldn't do anything without their leadership, without what they do to allow us to bring events to you. The whole crew back there, John and Jeremy Stone. Jeremy is on the camera tonight, feeding our YouTube live feed. I know also Replay Media Group. Replay has worked with us this year in a lot of places. I appreciate y'all so much. Bob Dennon, Andy Dennon, the whole crew. Y'all have probably a 7-man crew here this weekend. You'll see them on the water tomorrow in the film boats. Then Dale and Brenda, my younger brother. I realize he doesn't look younger, but believe it or not, he is. But they drove all the way over from North Carolina, as they have for the last 30 plus years, helping me with classics every year. They're there. I appreciate that very much. My right hands, you know, on the road all the last 3 or 4 years, they probably run 250,000 miles with me, and that's Kenneth and LaDonna House right back at the table tonight. Fantastic assistant director. One of our newer tournament directors is with us, Tim Fortner. I don't see Tim right now. He's busy somewhere, I'll guarantee you. Oh, he's busy sitting at the table eating back here. Hey, believe me, he stays plenty busy. Tim is actually filling the gap right now of our King Cat Tournament Trail Director, but we're going to move him over into Crappie some as well. Tim's doing a fantastic job. Many of you may have had the opportunity to meet Tim and recognize that name through the years, because Tim run polygraph exam for us for probably the last 20 years. He just retired from a great career at Murray Police Department at the end of July. Came to work with us the 1st of August. We're very proud to have him aboard. Likewise, beside him back there, I think I see Al. Al Chapman, yeah, he's right back there beside Tim. Al was actually, came to us from FLW Tournament Trail. Al handles a lot of our national sales, local event setups, and all that kind of stuff. We're proud to have Al aboard with us as well. One of our team members that would normally be here is really tied down to graphics right now. We're getting ready to go to print with hundreds of thousands of impressions to promote the tournaments for the 21 season, both King Cat and Crappie USA. So Bobby Brown, he sends his best wishes to everybody and congratulates the winners, he said. You can congratulate them in advance if you want to. That's what I'll do. But we miss Bobby being here as well. Paul Albers. Paul is one of our local sales guys that's also on the road this weekend, still putting last-minute things together. In fact, those of you that picked up a schedule from the time that we put the schedules on the table until the time you picked it up, it changed. It changes on a regular basis. We thought we were through. But Paul called, we've got another event on October 9th. It'll be an early bird qualifier on Kentucky Parkley Lakes on October 9th to add to that schedule. Other than that, the events are pretty well set in stone. There is a possibility of one event moving from one region to another. I'm not going to mention which one because I don't know positively yet. But there's probably going to be one event moved from Region 2 or Region 4 into Region 1. Other than that, it's going to be about it. So the schedule's pretty well set. We appreciate all those folks. Another couple I have to recognize that we really miss being with us tonight. One of the couple, Kenny, lost his mother just this week. Our Kenny and Barbara Meffert would certainly be here with us. They've been here with us the last 5 or 6 years, helping out with the classic and everything. Usually Barbara's handling t-shirts, Kenny's on the release boat, but we miss them being here as well. And I don't think I missed any of our staff, did I? Did I miss anybody? Hopefully not, but did I sure didn't mean to. All right, as I told you, I'm gonna get you out of here quick. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you the short version of the rules. It's the same rules that you qualified under to get here, basically. We all know what those are. You can have all the poles in the boat you want. You can only have 8 in use at any one time, whether it's a 1-person team, 2-person team, or you have a third party on the team if they're under 16 years of age. Still 8 poles in use at any one time. The size limit on Green River Lake is 9 inches. Anybody catch a 9-inch fish yet? You're lying to me. I know how you are. Let me tell you this. I know there's a tremendous amount of young fish out there, and that's a wonderful thing for the lake. But there's also some good fish out there. The biggest fish of the season could have been 2019, might have been 2018. I'm old, you know, I forget things. But one of the two, the biggest fish of the season was caught right here at Green River Lake. 3.36. There was a picture of it on the poster, in fact, this year, so it must have been caught last year. David Jones caught that fish. So we know there's at least one back out there. Hopefully there's 2 or 3 of them. But I know somebody will find some big old fish out there. You always do. Limit is 7 fish per day. Weigh-in Friday and Saturday. Winners will be determined by the combination of both days' weights. When you come in tomorrow, you can come in by water or you can come in by land. If you come in by water, I suggest you put your fish in a cooler. You know, nice little roller cooler works really well because it is a pretty good walk up the hill to bring your fish in if you come in by water. If you come in by land, you're welcome to get in the parking lot anywhere. That there's an open spot parked there. Bring your fish on up. When we release your fish, we'll release them right down by the ramp. I didn't ask the guys earlier, but I anticipate that they're setting up the dump tank down there. We've got a 1,200-gallon tank down there, aeration in it. In case the release boat has to go out and release fish, then we can put them in the tank. They'll be aerated until they come back in, take the fish out of it, go back out in the boat, release those. So that's the way that'll work. If the release boat's there, you can hang them directly onto the release boat. They'll put them in the aerated tank there. If it's not there, we'll put them in the dump tank, and they'll get it when they come back in with the boat. Everyone knows where Holmes Bend Marina is that correct? All right. I'm telling you, I got a call from Joey and Kelly down there, the managers of Holmes Bend, that do a wonderful job, by the way, last Saturday. And he said, my goodness, is the tournament this weekend or next weekend? I said, well, it's next weekend, Joey. He said, well, everybody's here now. You might as well go ahead and get it started. So I appreciate everybody coming in and starting practice. That was day 1 of practice. So I appreciate everybody coming and spending the extra time in Columbia and for all the work they've done in welcoming all of us here. Starting times. That's the one change from the common rules that we're going to make this weekend. To coincide with daylight, we'll start fishing at 7 o'clock, not 6:30. 7 o'clock. Be sure all of you back in the motel rooms, cabins, those of you who went home. I know you're watching. Be sure you remember 7 o'clock. Lines in the water. You can put your boat in earlier than that. You can watch at any public access ramp. You don't have to ramp in at Holmes Bend. You can put it in any public access ramp. If it's open to one or open to all, then it's usable. That's the way it works. Legal waters are all of Green River Lake. Now, how many of you were with me at the Classic last year? Do I need to say more about legal waters? Didn't think so. Know what happens if you're not fishing legal water. That boy got himself in a sad situation, didn't he? It ain't worth it, guys. Follow the rules. Follow the rules. Of course, start time being 7 o'clock, stopping time, lines out of the water, is still 3 p.m. Now, the times, every time we talk about whether it be time to eat Saturday night or time to fish, is all Central Time. We're working on Central Time. Now, it's very important that you remember this. And I know some of you may have just drove in, may not have had a chance to get out on the water yet. Most of you have been here. Some of you may not have. You may be out on the water and look at your phone and it'll say 2 o'clock. Well, it may be 2 o'clock, it may just be 1 o'clock, because the time zone changes right out on that lake. Even at Holmes Bend at the weigh-in site, I've literally been on the docks with our kids fishing rodeo, which by the way will be Saturday morning. Any of you that would like to bring your youngsters down that live close enough, it'll be a free kids fishing rodeo. They'll all be entered into the scholarship drawing, and the scholarship drawing will take place right here Saturday night at the awards banquet. To date, we've given $732,000 in college scholarships since we started that program. And it's all thanks to you. I appreciate you very much for this. The way that works, we always have a scholarship drawing. That drawing will be Saturday night after the awards. This weekend, I sort of cleaned out the warehouse. We've got a lot of good prizes back there that'll be drawn on our scholarship drawing. Jack Smith was kind enough to bring one of his night lights. Those are made in Florida. He brought one up. Of course, Jack's from Florida. He brought one up when he came, donated it to the scholarship fund. That's a really nice prize. I'm not sure what all we've got. Most of you have been by that table, but I know we have Ego Net. I know we have B&M poles. I know we have a Minn-coated charger, a Humminbird locator, an Ego cooler, big nice Ego cooler. And those of you might remember, we've talked about this before, Ego is going to be working on a design for the perfect cooler to bring the fish to the weigh-in in. Now, we hadn't went forward with that for obvious reasons this year. Manufacturers are not able to manufacture much right now. So we'll get back on that project very soon. And we've got a lot of your ideas that I appreciate you sharing very much. And we'll get back with them and we'll get that perfect cooler design for bringing your fish to the scale. But in any case, if you don't have tickets for the scholarship drawing, you can get them right straight back. My little brother's sitting at that table right now, I think. They're 1 for $5, 3 for $10, 7 for $20, and all those prizes will be drawn on Saturday evening. The kids rodeo will take place starting at 8 o'clock Saturday morning, again Central Time, at Holmes Bend Marina. They'll be able to fish from the docks themselves there. All the kids that come will win prizes for coming. In fact, right before I left the office, Al had worked out a deal with Flambeau. Flambeau said, we want to be involved with those kids. Flambeau shipped in tackle boxes for all the kids fishing our kids fishing rodeo next year. That's fantastic. We appreciate that so much. Team of Hicks and Harris, I have to recognize them. I'm not sure where they are right now. These boys come up from Georgia. They have fished every tournament this year. Every time they come, they bring 2 rod and reel combos for our kids fishing rodeos. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that kind of gesture. It means so much to me, because these kids events are important to us all. It's like a statement I used to make in some of our drug talks back in my earlier life. You teach your kids to fish and hunt, you won't be hunting your kids. And there's a whole lot of truth to that. You get these kids started outdoors, and you know, gestures like they did, gestures like Flambeau just did, that's just that much more incentive for these youngsters to come out and spend a couple hours with us. But we'll sign them in from 8 to 9, let them fish from 9 to 11. They'll all win prizes for coming. They'll have some bigger prizes, rod and reel combos, tackle kits and everything for those that catch more fish. And they're going to catch a lot of fish off the docks at Holmes. event. Some of you guys may wish you were right there with them because they catch some big old fish there, honestly. But in any case, that's what's going to happen Saturday morning. Any questions on the rules at all? Because they're all very, very close to what you qualified under. I'm going to give you the official time, and as I said, this is Central Time. It's 7:39 right now. 7:39. Okay, Chris just asked a good question. What time can you be on the water? Whatever time you feel safe being out there Friday and Saturday morning, I'm okay with it. But remember, it doesn't get daylight until nearly 7 o'clock. So I would encourage you, if you are out there earlier than that, you be very careful. Some of you may remember down in Tampa Lake, Florida, maybe 20 years ago. Some of you were there. Fred Walker, I don't know if Fred's still in here, but he was there. In fact, I think he had the vote later. But anyway, we had a team that was on the water early before daylight. He was in a rush to get to a spot that he thought somebody might beat him to. So he was running on a global map. Most of you know what the global map is on a locator. That means there wasn't a map card in there for that lake. It was just a diagram of Talcott Lake. He's running 50 mile an hour in a 620 Ranger boat, and it took 9 firemen. 9. Believe me, I counted them. Give them all a hat, now that I think about it, to get his boat from between those trees up on that island. That's a true story. Be careful if you're out there. That's all I ask. Any questions on the rule? Any questions? I promised I wouldn't keep you long, and I'm not going to.
When are you going to be?
Anything I haven't covered?
When are you going to be at the scales?
I'm sorry, Glenn?
When are you going to be at the scales?
What time will the scale be open was Glenn's question. Thank you. Good question. We always guarantee the scale to be open by 1:30. But I realize that here, as in many places that we go this time of year, some of these fish could be deeper. The deeper they are, harder they are to keep alive. I don't want you to lose fish. I'm going to be there. I'm thinking I'll be there by 10 or 11 o'clock. I'm going to give you my cell number, those of you that might not have it. If you need me there weighing a fish, you call me. And if I'm not there, I'll get there as fast as I can. But it's going to be about 10 o'clock before I can possibly get there, get scales ready, get everything done. But I should make it by then. My cell number, if you want to punch it in your phone, is 270-748-5703. 270-748-5703. Somebody had it because I heard it beep. Any other questions? We will go over quickly on Saturday night. I'll give you just a couple of teasers now because I'm trying to get everything in real quickly as I can, where I won't have it to do Saturday night. But next year's schedule, I've had a lot of questions on the concept that we're switching to. You're going to love it. I'm going to tell you that. I don't know any of you that have studied what we're going to do that doesn't love it. It'll be 4 regionals, like many of you remember for years. We did 4 regionals for many years until gasoline got to $4 a gallon, and then we sort of brought things in closer because people weren't traveling as much. We did, we're pulling in 32-foot trailers 7 miles a gallon on diesel fuel. And so we brought them in close. Now we're expanding back out a little bit. 4 regions. The 4 regions will have at least 4, and I think all of them will end up with 5 local events. Either one-day events, or there are a total of 3 2-day events. The only reason there are 2-day events next year, other than the regional, is events that had to be postponed because of everything this year where we couldn't hold events for about 3 months. Those were postponed into the 21 season. So other than those 2-day events, they'll all be one-day events. The one-day events will have a minimum purse of $10,000. The 2-day events, and your regionals, of course, will have a minimum purse of $25,000. Your classic next year will go from $125,000 to $165,000. Anything not to like yet? Now the big thing, your points division. The points will be tabulated regionally next year as well as nationally. All the events you fish in one region, you'll have all those points added up. Same point system, start at 200 and work down that we've been using. Those will be tabulated regionally. Awards at the regional will be $4,000 total split between the top 5 points teams in the region. Plus, at each regional, we'll identify the top 10 points teams. They will go on to the Classic to fish against the points teams from the other 3 regionals. That'll make a total of 40 teams at the Classic that are fishing head-to-head in the Classic for the points championship. The way that'll work, you'll all go back to 0 points at the Classic. And now those 40 teams will fish for the National Points Championship. The total payback in the points division next year is over $50,000. All 40 teams fishing the points division at the Classic will take home a check, starting at $10,000 and working down. I think 40th place is still $200. But everybody will take home a check. So I tell you, these guys are putting a bunch of money into your programs next year. All we ask you to do, make sure everybody is aware of it, because believe me, they need to increase these numbers in some of these tournaments to pay this. You say, well, how much are the entry fees? Are they going to? I had somebody said, you're going to have to triple the entry fees to do that. No. Entry fees are going up. I think some of them $25, some of them $50. That's it for those paybacks. Pretty exciting, isn't it? I want you to give Capisanos a hand because they did that for you. Good deal. Thank you. Appreciate that. I knew I forgot something on the rules. I'm glad Kenneth reminded me. I know there's been some confusion on the length limit on Green River Lake. It's 9 inches. It's not 10. It's 9 inches. Fish have to be 9 inches long. We have a courtesy board there. If you want to check them before you get in line with them, make sure they're 9 inches before at the end of the line. You bring Dale and Kenneth a fish shorter than 9 inches, you're going to lose the weight for that day totally. So don't take that chance. Be sure that fish will above 9 inches. Tail pulled together, mouth closed against the board. Okay. We will have, Jeff just had another good point. If you have a weak fish when you join the line, yell at us. We'll have enough people there. Someone will check your fish anytime when you join the line. If they're weak, you let us know they're weak. Don't take a chance on that fish dying before you get to the scale. You let us know. They'll check your fish right then. If they check and you have 7 live fish in that cooler, they're going to mark your voucher with 7. That way, if you get to the scale and a fish or more than one fish has expired, you did your part. You kept them alive till you got into that line. It's my job then to get you through that line quick enough to save that fish, but you did your part, so you shouldn't lose that weight, and you won't. But just be sure if you do have weak fish that we check your fish in the line. We're probably going to have somebody working that line anyway, automatically. But even if somebody's working it and you're back in that line, yell at us. They'll get back to you, mark your voucher where you won't lose the fish. Now this is very important because again, we are under state regulations, and I appreciate all of you wearing your mask other than when we're eating, but it is time to put them back on now if you're not social distancing. And at the weigh-in, I want everybody to remember, wear that mask. We're going to have those masks on. It's going to be very hard to social distance in that weigh-in line, and I realize that. If you've got a place there you can, stay apart from the next team. I appreciate you doing that, but please be sure to wear those masks in that weigh-in line. It's very important that we do that. Plus, it's state regulation, okay? Any other questions? Yes, sir. Next year, Scott asked me a good question. Will it still be 2 divisions in the regional concept? Yes, it will. We're not going to get rid of our amateur division. You've got to have a division to bring new people into the sport. Without that amateur division, that doesn't happen. You pay each other weekend after weekend. All of a sudden, you're paying the same people every weekend, and the other people go home. And you've got no new people coming in. So that's the reason we maintain two divisions, amateur and pro. Now, this coming year, we do not have a Mega Bucks event. We thought we were going to have one, but it became a regional event instead. In 22, we already have one Mega Bucks event on the schedule again. A Mega Bucks event is basically, depending, it'll be a minimum $25,000 payback, could be $35,000 payback. One division only, everybody will fish against everybody else. But thank you for asking that question, Scott. Any other questions? I'm getting ready to adjourn. Okay. Tim just said, hey, leave your plates and everything that you don't want to take with you on the table. We'll take care of that. Y'all don't have to worry about that. We'll take care of it after you go. Any other questions before we adjourn? All right. Thank all of you for coming. Thank all of you at home for joining us. Have a good day on the water tomorrow, and I'll see you after this week. Good luck, Doug.